Okay, let me hit the record, show some screen, and welcome to today's Reticulous Real Estate Traffic School session. What we have on the calendar for today is Google pay-per-click basics, how to show up at the top of the search results whenever you want. I'm going to assume that most of you guys know what Google pay-per-click is, but let's do a really quick review about the difference between a paid ad on Google search results and an organic ad. So I'm going to type in here on Google, I'm going to type in York, PA homes for sale. All right, I'm just going to Google that really quickly. Okay, and we'll see up here. Where's my stuff in the right? It always looks different, but we'll see up here. You see how it says ad in yellow? It's pretty much the stuff up top, right? And let's see who's advertising. There's not a lot of competition in the local area here, which reads opportunity, because the only people here up at the top running ads is one big brokerage, and then we have Zillow, and we have yorkhomes.net, which may actually be an agent or a Tiger Lead or one of the providers. You know, there are a number of IDX providers out there who will run leads for you. And I know that even with Agent Wolf, you probably have access to this. I'm just taking a look at this site. So yeah, this is kind of like a Tiger Lead or one of those platforms. So you might find that you don't have a lot of competition and that a lot of solo agents aren't doing this. Let me answer this question. There's this distortion in the sound, so sorry about that. Is anybody else having problems with my sound? That could be, one, my internet connection, but just go to webinar is susceptible, depending on how your internet connection is susceptible to weirdness. So Mike's saying it sounds okay. So sorry, Sharik. Hopefully the recording will come out okay for you. But that's about it, guys. The paid results are the stuff up top, and then this stuff down here are the organic results that show up naturally. Google likes these here. And what we're going to talk about today is very simply how to get your ads to show here and why you might want to. The first thing I want to say is that I think there's really big opportunity, especially in your listing presentation, to say, hey, I'm going to advertise your house at the top of Google. Nobody does this. You never see anybody do it. But why not spend it's not going to cost you much at all probably to just run an AdWords ad for a specific property if it means you're going to close the listing and have it show up here. York 123 Main Street, York, PA home for sale might be the ad. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into it, guys. Feel free to ask any questions. I'm going to go ahead and assume we're launching a totally fresh AdWords account. They are constantly changing the interface. I noticed something new yesterday, so I have a fresh one here ready to go. AdWords is now doing something a little different, where there's something called AdWords Express, which can actually get you started really, really quickly. So let's see if that fires up for me. So it asks me my email address right after I sign in, and realestatetrafficschool.com is my website. I skip the step. The website you're going to want to go to is adwords.google.com to set up your account. You're going to have to log in with your Gmail account, okay, with your Google account to get started. I'm going to click continue here. See if I can make this nice and big. Let's go. Thanks, Rex. Google's taking a minute to load for me. I think we may just be having some issues on this end with my internet connection. Let's just see. While we wait for this to load, is anybody ever doing Google AdWords, or if you're not doing it anymore, why aren't you? Curious to know about that, if anybody here has done it. So look at this. This is AdWords Express, and look at how it's very interesting. Where do you want your ad to appear? And what they've done here is they've chosen my IP address, and I think my IP is showing a few hours away because of the way my internet is, but it kind of knows where you are. So I'm going to X these out. This is really cool right here. And I'm just going to type in York, PA. Let's see if it catches that. Here we go. All right, and my ad's only going to appear here. Now, you could have your ad appear across the whole country if you want to, and anybody typing those keywords in would then find your ad, but it's kind of good to do it local. Probably it's going to make sure you're getting good local clicks. But depending on your situation, you may want to might allow your ad to be advertised elsewhere as well. Choose your products or services. Select what you want to advertise. What is the product you want to advertise? Real estate school. I don't know. They're not quite understanding the nature of our business here, but that's okay. We're going to skip that. And then you can go right into writing your ad right here in AdWords Express. So I'm going to do York. I'm going to keep it really simple. York, PA homes. Okay. And just assume that we were doing a local, that we're doing a local website. Maybe I can just pick search in PA, which is Wall site locally. See if that works for us. There we go. Yeah, they let me do that. Add text, search thousands of properties. Now, pics and maps, foreclosures, too. Something like that. If I was doing a house, again, I could have done, the address as the headline, and then, but we do want to try to make sure, of course, that we keep the ad relevant to the keywords we're going to use. So I'm going to keep going here. Okay, we're going to pick our budget. We can set it small. I'll do $10 per day. All right, 91 estimated clicks per month. Hit save. Save and continue. And guys, it can be as simple as that with this AdWords Express stuff. The next thing they're going to do is they're going to ask me to go ahead and put in my billing information. It's really interesting. I'm not going to do that right now. I wanted to start with a fresh account. But your ad with AdWords Express can literally go live. And what they do is they kind of do all the hairy, geeky stuff for you with this AdWords Express. So if you want to pick your website and just drive straight traffic to it, you can with Google AdWords Express, and you can go right to your homepage or right to your search page, and you'll get results on some level. But I want to kind of get to a little more granular. Would be granular. I want to really make sure that you have the right info here, and you don't just run and do that. You can run and test it, but you're probably not going to be thrilled with the results in terms of cost per click or conversions you get on your site. And I want to talk now about some of the things to look out for and point out that we also have some resources at Real Estate Traffic School. Jeff created some videos that will help you do this really, really well. And I'm just going to touch upon some of the points he has in his videos. Jeff, if anybody doesn't know, he's on our team here. Jeff is really knows way more than I do, and he couldn't be on today. But he knows way more about how to build campaigns and how to sort of track them and test them in AdWords. So I do advise you to go to Real Estate Traffic School, look for the latest blog post, and watch those videos. Okay, just give me a minute here. I'm waiting for this pesky page to load. Okay. Wow, guys, it's like watching paint dry. I apologize. Never know. Okay, so here is the section. If you go to the latest post, if you go to the categories and you go to Google AdWords, you'll see this post here that has probably a good 5, 6, 7 videos in it. Here, this step-by-step how to launch a Google AdWords campaign. And the first thing I want to point out is that there's a video that explains using a tool we had in the Reticulous members area that you can access through either Reticulous in the tools or through right here in the post. And what this tool does is it allows you to build a really quick Google optimized landing page that has a good chance of converting. So if you're to send traffic straight to any old homepage you want, right? I don't want to pick on anybody here. I'll just use Walt's. It's going to take a second to load. you may get a 2, 3, 5% conversion rate, right, with most IDXs, which isn't all that exciting. It's just the nature of the way a lot of IDX sites are laid out. They have a bunch of links on them, a bunch of distractions right here, and they might engage you, but eventually, you're by asking somebody to register on your site, a lot of them are going to say, no, I can just go do that on Zillow anyway, right? That's going to be the mindset. So what we've done is we've created this little real estate deal depot builder. You can kind of build your own page and have it sort of target to your local area. So I'm going to go to that site now. And there's a little tool right here. You can build your page in just a minute. There's instructions on how to do it. I just want to show you the difference between the two pages and really stress the idea that before you spend money on AdWords, you want to make sure that it's going to go to a page that has a good chance of converting for you. Unless, of course, you're doing it just to advertise a single property, like I said earlier, to make a listing, maybe make the seller happy and you're only spending a few bucks. But if you really want to do something that'll scale, you're going to want something like this that functions as sort of a squeeze page, but also has a lot of the elements that Google looks for. Google won't let you just advertise a quick little squeeze page web form. It needs to have a little more info on the page. And what we've done here is built you a website that you can use out of the box for that. So if I do location equals, there we go, York, PA. Okay, and you see how it changed the headline. Basically, the title tag of the page changes. You've got a little map in here it pulls in from RealBird. It pulls the keywords for our campaign in York, PA. It repeats it a few times, repeats it down here. So it's pretty cool, fun stuff, and it has a couple extra pages, like an extra link or two, a contact page, all the stuff that Google looks for. And it builds up quick. Now, Rex, you can either go to you're a Reticulous member. You can go right under the quick funnels. There's a little section that says AdWords friendly deal depot builder, or we've also just put it, all Reticulous members have access to this separate site for Traffic School. You can also just go to the latest post there under the Google AdWords section, and you'll see right here I have a link that will open the builder up in a new window. And then you can go, you input a few fields, and it builds out your site. Jeff even went as far as to, especially for people maybe in Canada, there's an option for you to replace the video on this page with anything you want. This section right here, you can actually input a YouTube video ID and override this map and do anything you want right there. And of course, it's a YouTube property. It'll play well with Google as well, and you should get a pretty good high quality score, something that they'll approve and not have a problem with. So, wow, I am really struggling with my internet. I apologize, everybody. No, Rex, it's a good point. You're asking about Lead Barrel. Lead Barrel's pages right now, we are working on evolving them, but right now, Lead Barrel, you can't really do the whole navigation thing that Google's looking for. You can't do the multiple pages and all that. They kind of want to see a real website. So I built this intentionally as something that would be used with Google. This may not convert as high as a Lead Barrel page, but it needs to happen for Google traffic. The Lead Barrel stuff works really well with Facebook. So that's it. You can build your page quickly. If you go to the AdWords page builder page, just crawling, you'll just input a few fields, your local area. If you want to override it with a YouTube video, your contact info will show up at the bottom and stuff like that. And you can have a URL ready to go and promote with your AdWords campaign. So that's the first part of the step-by-step that Jeff did here. The next thing he does is he goes through creating and managing your campaigns, but he goes into the actual, not AdWords Express, he goes into the actual Google AdWords platform, which you're probably, if you're happy with Express and you just want to use our page to advertise to, right? You create your real estate deal depot, you do the Express thing and you forget about it for a while, great. What Jeff has done here is created you sort of the advanced version, how to come up with keywords, how to do negative keywords. It's really, he gets pretty geeky in here, but does it in a way that will allow you to get the cheapest cost per click possible. So we go back now to our AdWords account and show you some of that stuff. And maybe I have access because my brother runs traffic for another company to another AdWords account with a lot of real estate ads that maybe we can show you a lot of live ads that are and how they're converting. I think that might be okay. Do that in a second. 1 second here. Does anybody have any questions so far? Anything you want to see specifically? I'm giving you the basics because at the end of the day, Google AdWords is going to be a nice thing to do, but you can expect to pay a lot more per lead than you will with some of the other sources, like especially Facebook ads. Your average click's going to come in at $2-3 maybe. If your page converts at 20 or 30%, even you're looking at $6, $7, $8, $9 a lead. Maybe up to $10 a lead. Where Facebook, you can put a lot more people in your database at a lower number. But this does definitely have its place. There is something to be said for the intent that somebody has when they do a Google search, right? If you think about what somebody's doing when they intentionally go to google.com and they type in your PA homes for sale, they're directly searching for that, right? Just like if they go to Craigslist, they're kind of looking for properties, as opposed to Facebook where you're interrupting, you're kind of popping an ad in their stream, and they might not have been thinking about real estate 10 seconds ago. So the quality of lead may be a little higher, they may be a little closer in their cycle. So that's just up to you to determine which of those sources convert best for you. Or of course, you can just do a mix, try everything out and see what's working best. So this is our Google AdWords account here for Traffic School. I will leave it as it is in Express. And let me log in now to an account that, that has a little more going on. It's more established. Let's see here. Let me. We have our own account I can log into. I'm just trying to remember these logins. Yes, yes, yes. No questions, anybody? Is everybody busy right now going and running an ad? So to recap, be careful. Make sure you do a page that is going to be approved by Google. That means it needs to have some navigation. It can't just be a regular squeeze page. It should have a couple of links, a contact page, maybe a privacy disclosure down at the bottom. The real estate Deal Depot page has all this stuff. Most of your sites, whatever you're using for your primary real estate site, should work as well, and you should be okay to get those ads approved. The bigger question is, what is your cost per lead going to come in at? There. This is bad. I think I think we have the perfect storm here. My internet connection, go to webinar, recording at the same time, and for whatever reason, Google AdWords dragging in Chrome. So I apologize, guys. Nobody has any questions or comments or campaigns, or maybe does anybody have a page we can look at? Maybe your main website. If you want to drop a link, we could take a look and see what we think could be done to it to make it more AdWords friendly before we jump in while we wait for this thing to load up for us. Okay, guys, technical difficulties. So you know what I think I might do? Don't like to do this, but if we need to circle back, I mean, Jeff's content in the page will give you plenty to chew on, in terms of getting the Deal Depot site launched and actually really launching a campaign in the AdWords platform the right way to get the cheapest cost per click possible. So if there aren't any questions, and there's nothing you guys need on this topic right now, I think we can be happy to go. I know we're all busy. We're only 20 minutes in. We usually go a half hour, 45 minutes. But unless anybody says to me right now that that's not okay, we can get going if you want. And on the screen here, I have some example numbers. You can see here a couple of campaigns. Homes for sale in York, PA. The bid was set to 250. Clicks 19. Nice high click-through ratio 6.64. Average cost per click $1.83. Average position 1.9. This is the campaign that Jeff set up in his demo. So what he's doing, and I can tell you with confidence that what he's doing is as good or better than anything I've seen in real estate. These numbers right here. So if you follow Jeff's videos, you're gonna do okay. Thanks, Rex, for the feedback. I apologize to everybody for the technical difficulties, but I think we got done what we needed to get done. Make sure you pay attention to your lander, and use our lander if possible. Follow Jeff's stuff to the letter if you want to get the cheapest cost per click possible. If you just want to go down and dirty and get going fast, that AdWords Express when you first set up your account really isn't a bad option. Okay, and that's about it. We'll get this recording in the members area, and we'll see everybody next week. If you want full done-for-you services through Agent Wolf, you'll find on Reticulous and on realestatetrafficschool.com. Down at the bottom of every post, there's a nice little form there, and somebody will get in touch with you and talk about what all that entails if you're interested in that. Okay, thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good day.